look at proposition number 31 of book 10 of Euclid's Elements. The proposition says to find two medial straight lines commensurable in square only containing a rational rectangle such that the square on the greater is greater than the square on the less by the square on a straight line commensurable in length with the greater. Quite a mouthful. Okay, let's see how we can go about understanding this and finding those two medial straight lines. Set out two rational straight lines A and B such that they are commensurable in square only. Let A be greater than B and the square on the greater is greater than the square on the less by the square on a straight line commensurable with the greater. So let's set out these two rational straight lines. So let's say A, B, these are the two rational straight lines which satisfies these conditions. Now let C square is equal to A times B. The square on C should be equal to the rectangle A by B. Okay, let's do that. The square on C is going to be equal to the rectangle A by B. Now, rectangle A by B is medial. Why? Because A and B are two rational straight lines that are commensurable in square only. And since the areas are equal, if the rectangle is equal, the square is also equal. So C square is medial. Okay? Now let C by D rectangle be equal to the square on B. So we have to find D such that this statement is true. So let's do that. So the rectangle C by D is equal to the square on B. B square is rational. So which means C by D rectangle is also rational. Now let's look at proportions. A is to B is equal to A times B is to B square. A and B have the same ratio as the rectangle A by B has to the square on B. A by B is what? A by B rectangle is equal to the square on C. So we substitute that. B square is what? The rectangle C by D. So our proportion becomes A is to B is equal to C square is to C by D. But this ratio C square is to C by D will be equal to C is to D. We'll have the same ratio as C is to D. So which means again we do the substitutions. Our proportion becomes A is to B is equal to C is to D. A and B are commensurable in square only. That is given to us. So which means C and D are commensurable in square only because of this proportion. And since C is medial, D is also medial. Now why is C medial? Because the square on C is medial, which means the side of the square is medial. Here, if you notice, A square is greater than B square. Square on A is greater than square on B by the square on a straight line commensurable with A. Again, that is part of the setting up these rational lines. So we can say it is given. And since that is given, and because of this proportionality, we can say C square is greater than B square by the square on a straight line commensurable with C. So which means we have found two straight lines, medial straight lines, C and D, such that they are commensurable in square only and containing a rational rectangle, because see here C by D is rational, and the square on C is greater than square on D by the square on a straight line commensurable with C. And this is what we had to find, these two lines C and D. So that is proposition number 31 of book 10 of Euclid's Elements. Again, let me remind you, there is a link to a PDF book which describes all these propositions in detail. Please feel free to download it, refer to it, and if you think somebody else can also benefit from it, please do share. That's it for now. Bye.